Hi Leo, welcome to your February no contact love tarot reading. So Leo, we're going to be looking at the person on your mind, the one you're thinking of that you're in no contact communication with. We're going to be looking at the situation. How do they feel about it? How do they feel about you? What are they doing right now that you need to be aware of? And could things change between you? All right, Leo, so we have the Soul's Journey cards here. So I'm going to get you some opening messages with this reading. Then we'll jump in to your reading. All right, Leo. So this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, heavy placements, cross watchers, male or female, general collective reading. But welcome in, Leo. Welcome in. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe and healthy at this time. If you are new or returning, welcome in, and thank you. My name is Mary, and this is Sunlight Insight Tarot. All right, Leo. Keep in mind, all readings should be timeless. This is just when the messages come out, so keep that in mind as well. All right, Leo. So let's see what's going on here. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Now, basically, these are energies towards the other person. So let's get them out and see. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Fear. Wow, Leo. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So, Leo, you're dealing with somebody here who had a lot of growing to do, whether it was healing or whatever the case may be, over a situation, needed a lot of healing and growth. They definitely were in denial about their feelings for you. Definitely worried about getting into another romantic situation. I'll put it that way. So a lot of fear, worry, in denial how their feelings for you, and they definitely had a lot of healing and growth to do. So this definitely feels like somebody, there were feelings there, nothing I don't think ever happened. So it feels more like a missed opportunity. Definitely you've had contact with this person in some way, shape, or form somehow, and now you probably just haven't talked to them in a really long time, and you're wondering, what's going on with this person? Is there ever going to be a chance? Or is it something that is just never going to be, right? So let's jump into the tarot and see what's going on. All right, Leo. So you have the Morgan Greer Tarot. So do a reading with this deck. And then at the end, we have the Divine Feminine Oracle deck. We'll pull some of those for some closing messages. So Leo, let's take a look at the situation first and foremost and see for this no contact. For Leo, what's the situation? What's the situation? And I get this a lot for you, Leos, about missed opportunities and things of that nature. Oh, 5 of Cups. So there was sadness, conflict, yeah. 2 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. Wow. This is not great energy. And the 9 of Wands. There definitely was a boundary, a challenge here. I definitely feel a lot of conflicting energies around this whole connection. I mean, they could have had a lot of conflicting things going on in their life, which conflicted all the energies between you. There definitely was a crossroads and a pathway here because we do have the 2 of Wands. So, what direction is this going to go in? So they definitely were at a crossroads. They could have been suffering some hurt, damages, financial setbacks, things of that nature as well. Definitely a lot of struggling here and a wall up at the time of the connection with you. So not a lot of great energy here regarding this person and this person's, I feel like, their situation, which made you feel sad, lost, and lonely that, yeah, okay, they got all that going on, and I guess, it's just not going to happen. And even though, you can understand whatever they were going through and what was happening for them, it still hurts when you care for somebody, you have feelings for somebody. It's still sadness and loss and loneliness on the person, right, who's being rejected, right? Even though you may have understood, yeah, okay, I understood, but it still hurts, right? We don't have any signs here. I was going to say, I'll mention the signs as I see them, Leo. It can be signs in chart people dealing with. If some signs don't resonate, it's totally fine. You can disregard them. Doesn't mean it's not your reading. But we do have the Knight of Pentacles. A very slow moving energy here, Leo. Sometimes Pentacles can be years. So it definitely could be years. All right. So let's see how they felt about the whole situation. How do they feel? How do they feel about the whole situation? Eight of Cups reverse, Leo. Huh. I mean, for me, that can be about somebody returning. Tower. Big change, shock. That could be right now. Queen of Cups reverse. So I don't think they ever told you how they felt about you, or they denied it. Basically, we've got denial there. Seven of Wands reverse, though, is about letting down their guard. Oh, Seven of Swords. So it's reversed, though. So that's actually a positive energy of not running. Temperance. Wow. So we do have that soulmate energy here in balance. Leo, this is crazy. Let's see what's on the bottom. Ten of Wands. Yeah, overwhelming energy. So, Leo, I mean, I'm feeling like this person couldn't, maybe they just couldn't, or didn't feel like it was right, or timing. Yeah, I feel the connection to Leo here, because we do have Temperance, the soulmate, alignment, healing, patience, balance. Right? I don't want to run, but I can't tell Leo how I feel. And it was a big shock, surprise, awakening out of the blue thing that happened here. And I'm kind of getting this energy of, well, I can't tell Leo, but I don't want to run either. But I think maybe they had to, if that makes sense. We got Aries, Cancer, Sag. Okay. Because we do have this overwhelmed, oppressed energy here. Yeah, Seven of Wands. So there's the Seven of Wands there, about having help setting boundaries and a block. So even though I feel like they didn't want to run, Leo, they didn't want to deny their feelings, but they felt like they had to. So maybe they were in another situation. It could be that they were ending another situation, because I feel like this person had a lot going on. So they could have been going through a divorce, ending a relationship, you know, moving, relocating, needing to restart their life, you know, all those kind of things. And it's like, yeah, I got feelings for Leo, and I would like to explore that. But yet, all this is going on right now, and it's just feels like bad timing, really. Okay. But let's see how they feel about you. Let's see how they feel about you, Leo. How do they feel about Leo? How do they feel about Leo? Let's see. Knight of Wands. Yeah, so there's something about wanting to take action, probably on the attraction towards you. That could have been something that could have been very tempting for them. But they didn't act on it. Yeah, Death card. Nope. Nope, I can't do that. You know, even though they're very tempted to, Leo. But there's a return. Why am I feeling... Let's get a couple more out here. Hierophant. Yeah. So there could have been another situation that they had to be loyal to. Even if it was ending. Conditions surrounding it. You know, they had to do the right thing. Page of Wands. They may have even told you that, Leo. Maybe not all the details. You know, not everything. Surface level. Hold on a minute, Leo. Sorry, I just had a cough. I may have to get a sip of water too. Anyway, I see wanting to take action on passion, but nope, not going to do it, Death. I'm feeling like, Leo, that in the back of their head, there's like, well, there always could be that chance that I could return back and swing back around to explore with Leo, keeping that option open, even if they never told you, because we do have the Six of Cups here. Could also be they had children. Children were involved. But I feel like there was some communication on their part to tell you somewhat of their story, but not everything, right? Because we do have the Page of Wands here. A lot, a little bit of flirting, and speaking to each other on some level at one point. Obviously not now. So we have Sag, Scorpio, Taurus, Sag. A lot of Sagittarius showing up here. Yeah. Ace of Swords reverse. So there was a lot they didn't tell you, right? They told you some surface stuff, but they probably didn't tell you if they're going through a divorce or things changing in their life. They just didn't tell you everything, right? And they probably felt like, well, Leo doesn't really need to know all this. I'll just tell him the surface level stuff. Like, yeah, I'm getting divorced and, just, but not everything, right? But let's see what they're doing right now, Leo. What do you need to know about what they're doing right now? So we got the Moon reverse, the Lovers, Nine of Pentacles reverse, Hangman reverse, which is about, no, is that? No, that's upright. That's right. Okay. Hard to read the lettering there. Let's see. 6 of Wands, success, victory. I think they're in a good space right now, Leo. 9 of Pentacles reverse. I mean, the 6 of Wands is success, victory, being confident, but the 9 of Pentacles reverse. The Moon reverse is about being very open, nothing hidden, everything coming to light, and there's a connection with the Lovers. So what I feel like with this, Leo, is that even if it's in their mind, they're thinking about, I like to tell Leo everything, that I didn't tell them before about how I truly felt, why I didn't confess my feelings, why I didn't, when I was able to explore this with Leo. I feel like there's a lot that they want to uncover and tell you about why, they didn't take the opportunity to not be single after their situation was over, right? Definitely in limbo. I feel like they're in limbo right now about coming forward, but we're going to see how things could change here. I hope that makes sense. But we got Pisces, Gemini, Pisces. Let's see what's on the bottom. Chariot reverse could also be a return. Yeah, I just feel like, I would love to discuss with Leo how I truly felt, why, I didn't come forward to explore with Leo, what really happened in my life, why I chose the route that I took, or the actions I took, like really wanting to explain it all with that Moon reverse, because that's total enlightenment, everything coming out into the open. No fear. All right, so let's see, Leo. We're going to do one more row. How things could change here, if they could change. Then we'll get some Divine Feminine Oracle cards. But if it does resonate for you, please do like, comment, all the good things. Be greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, Leo, so let's see how things could change here. See how things could change here. Let's see. 3 of Wands, so something about the future coming in soon, beginning in love. Oh, Leo. Wow. King of Swords. This could be somebody divorced now, right? Single, maybe been single for a while, maybe widowed, but coming in with truth, clarity, communication about love, and now looking out to the future. There was a lot of confusion, illusion, a lot of things happening. I did feel that they wanted to tell you in the back of their head. I feel that energy, like in the back of their head, wanting to tell you everything. But they also, moving forward, may want to take it slow. But at least it's a start to communicate and talk and set the record straight, right? There's the love right here, Leo. So we have Gemini, Taurus, Ten of Pentacles. That could be that long-term energy. Queen of Wands. Yeah, there was something that they still had to be loyal to, even if it was ending. And that's why they didn't take action on the attraction. Queen of Wands reverse. They weren't happy about it, right? You know, they definitely felt something towards you, but now it's time for fate, destiny, divine timing, things moving in the right direction, growth, expansion, things meant to be, and communication coming in here, Leo. Eight of Wands, Cupid's arrows, right? And there's a connection finally coming together. Two of Cups, Emperor, yeah, who couldn't take the lead before, who couldn't start anything new. We did see all that because of overwhelming energies. That's why, you know, they didn't tell you everything. Queen of Swords reverse. They could have been dealing with a very toxic person and situation as well. And maybe they just didn't want to get you involved. They, you know, felt like you didn't need to know all the details. But they did see you as an empress, or do see you as an empress here. And this is a birthing of a new beginning, which leads to total happiness, joy, and fulfillment, Leo. Wow. Okay. So let's get you some. Now, we didn't have any right now cards. Well, the Tower is. The Tower is right now. Could be happening for some of you right now. All right. Let's get you some Divine Feminine Oracle cards. See what else you need to know. Also, everything else you need to know is down below in the description box. Please feel free to check that out. Everything you need, all the links, all the info, it's all down there, so please check it out. All right, Leo, Divine Feminine Oracle, what do we need to know for Leo? The Goddess of Sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. So this person maybe had to find themselves again, especially, you know, if they had to rebuild themselves, their life. I could see why they wasn't ready before. The Cosmic Egg, Divine Feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of the ever-expanding love. So this is like planting the seed. Like that seed was planted for a reason before, right? And there's the egg just gestating and waiting for the right time to hatch, I guess I'd say. Look at all this fire energy. It could be another fire sign. We did have a lot of Sagittarius show up. The Lady of Exalted Light. Did I not say everything coming to light? I give endlessly because the light is within, without end. My soul is all I need. Like you holding a light, keeping that light lit for them, right? The Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. We do have like the archer there. She's holding the bow and arrow. And I did see a lot of Sagittarius here, which in can represent the centaur, right? So some could be dealing with Sag. All right, Leo, that's what I have for you. So I do hope that helped, that resonated. Again, everything you need to know is down below. I am wishing you the best, and I shall see you next time.